Welcome to the Creative Playing Podcast Network. Join us as we review our favorite RPGs, collectible card games, MMOs, video games, PC games, and bring up interesting topics and things that we'd like to share with everyone. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Welcome back to Creative Playing Podcast Network. We're here back again for the Rpgaday 2016.
This would actually be your best source of inspiration for RPGs.
Alrighty.
Well,
So, I would say the best source of inspiration for RPGs, since I GM all the time, is got to be books and movies.
well, definitely. I would wholeheartedly agree with that. But I would have to say, narrowing down books, mythology.
That's actually one I used, exactly what I used last year, 2015.
Well,
mythological stories.
Especially for Scion.
Yep.
But you can totally extrapolate that into any fantasy and twist it, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and fairy tales and,
Because mythologies are one of the oldest story forms that we have. And, if you look at sci-fi, a lot of sci-fi shows are just mythologies reskinned as the old myth,
Yeah, well, you know what they say. There are no new stories, just new ways of telling them.
Yep.
And of course, movies, because it's like, you see a movie and I'm like, that is so cool. We should do something like that,
Yep. That's actually, as a GM, that's one of the dangers
Yeah.
of all of a sudden you go see an amazing movie and you'd be like, I don't want to do fantasy. I want to do sci-fi or superheroes. Same thing when a new RPG book comes out. You got to be careful of not being too inspired by the new thing that came out. But if you take a little inspiration and retool it, your players sometimes will make false assumptions on exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. But, and also it's like, say for example, Gods of Egypt. It's like, it was just kind of it was better than I thought it would be. Let me be honest. Okay, I figured it was probably just going to be a heavy CGI action film, and that's it. That's sole purpose of existence. But it was actually better than I thought it would be. So it didn't want me to do that story.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we could do some Egyptian scions. Oh yeah, I could totally see it.
Yeah. And hey, Gods of Egypt, spoiler alert, you could use that movie as an inspiration for a scion who's going around stealing all the other scions' relics, because that's exactly what the villain did. He's going around stealing all the gods' relics.
That's true.
So he could be uber powerful.
So, that would be a good example of movies being an inspiration. Of course, books. Like any of the Dragonlance, Dungeons and Dragons inspired books, the Icewind Dale trilogies, and those type of stuff. That always just kind of gets you geared up, and it may inspire you to put in certain classes.
Oh, heck yeah. Half-elf ranger that's got a beard.
Yeah,
A sweet old dwarf who's sitting against a tree and fades away.
But, it's just, it just gives you some, food for thought. And I think that is my inspiration.
So I'll definitely capsulate it to the top three, which is movies, books, and mythologies. Since most of those come from oral tradition.
True.
Alright, guys, so that wrapped up August the 15th. Your best source of inspiration for RPGs. And as a kicker, I will also throw it in there. Good inspiration for RPGs is actually listening and watching other gaming groups do their thing, because, especially for the GM, you can pick up new tricks and tips and find out, hey, I'm pretty good at what I do. Like always, guys, thank you for listening. Hey gamers, Jim here from Creative Play and Podcast Network. If you're in the Tucson area this September and October, I've got a special message for you.
Hey, this is Karen from RinCon. We are having our convention from September 30th through October 2nd here in Tucson, Arizona. Come out and play every kind of game under the sun with us. We've got role-playing, board games, minifigs, CCGs, we've got Artemis, we have panels with special guests, and this year the theme is steampunk. So get out your, dust off your dirigibles, get out your chapeaus and put them on, come on down.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.